Hello, and welcome back to another festive edition of Alan Presents. Today we are doing our predictions video for the forthcoming Day 1 event by WWE. So I got my shirts right up my back, so I'm just gonna Day 1. As best we can anyway.
Yeah.
So first off, we all hope we here at Alan Presents hope you had a wonderful holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, you had a wonderful Christmas, spent lots of time with your family, ate lots of good food, drank lots of good drink, and had lots of good gifts.
Yay.
Any other, like Hanukkah or any other sort of the other holiday season events that take place, we hope you enjoyed those if you celebrate those. And if you don't celebrate either of those or any of those in the world, we just hope you're doing well and staying safe from the current issue.
Hope you had a good normal week.
In the world. So one thing we don't like to do on this show, on this channel, is talk about COVID.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not something we can get away with on this particular episode. So the reason I say we're going to do the predictions as best we can is because over the weekend, so Boxing Day in the UK, I'm not sure if that's a thing in America or not or anywhere else around the world, but on 26th of December, it's called Boxing Day in the UK. WWE ran an event in Madison Square Garden in which 4 of their top tier talents were not present. The next day, it was revealed that one of those talents has tested positive for COVID. Seth Rollins, who is married to Becky Lynch, who are both due to appear at Day 1. They're both in self-isolation, and I believe the mandate in America is still 10 days, which means they won't be at Day 1. So that's 2 matches already put up the Khyber.
Yeah, they haven't changed the match listings or advertisements or anything, so
as of
they may be somehow able to go ahead, but we're skeptical.
So we've just finished watching Raw from Monday night. Obviously, being the holiday season, we've been busy with family and many other things that we've had going on as well. We've only just got into watching Raw, and it seems this week's Friday Night SmackDown isn't going to be progression or general normal sort of Friday Night SmackDown. Is going to be like a best of WWE 2021. So we figured we'd put this predictions video a bit early because of that.
Yeah, it'll save us a bit of time and rushing around as well.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of the aforementioned event in Madison Square Garden, it was supposed to be in a steel cage match, Big E versus Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seth Rollins tested positive, couldn't show up at the event. Big E also didn't turn up to the event, which meant Edge had to be called in last minute to fight Kevin Owens in the main event.
Yeah.
Okay. Also not at that event was Bobby Lashley, Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, and Bianca Belair. At the same night, in Tampa, was supposed to be a SmackDown show. Not showing on that show was Xavier Woods, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Roman Reigns. Okay, now, in the case of Roman Reigns, he has a compromised immune system.
Yeah, so he's playing it safe.
Yeah.
But presumably the playing it safe will end up being Day 1 as well.
Yeah, potentially. It seems like this Omicron, I'm guessing it's Omicron that they've sort of contracted, because I know that New York has had a bit of a spike from what I've read.
It's much easier to transmit.
Now, I'm not saying that all these stars have COVID. All I'm saying is they weren't present at the show and they were supposed to be at the show. Whether they have COVID or not, I do not know. The only one we absolutely 100% confirmed has COVID, because he confirmed it himself by saying Merry COVID-mas, is Seth Rollins. Knock-on effect, that has to have been affecting Becky Lynch as well.
Yeah, whether she's got it or not, she'll have to be self-isolating with it.
Yes. One other, Omos then as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this one, because on Monday Night Raw, which was the day after this Boxing Day event, or the 26th of December event, Omos was supposed to take on AJ Styles. They promoted it, they put it up the week before, said, AJ Styles going to fight Omos on Raw. It got to the point in that day where Omos was in Detroit, but he ended up being sent home for some reason. Don't know why. I would assume it's not COVID though. Because they wouldn't go, well, you're at the building, we're going to send you home.
And then he gets on a flight.
Yeah, I would assume they would put him in a hotel and they'd isolate him or something to that effect. So we don't know what's going on with that. One last bit to mention, this is a very, very, very strange thing. This happened before Christmas, it was announced. WWE are no longer requiring talent to be tested for COVID-19. And yet here we have, 10 people potentially having COVID.
No.
with Omicron. Good job.
My theories, either they don't want people tested because they don't want people having to self-isolate when they don't have symptoms, so they want the show to go on, which is the selfish thing.
Which is reckless.
The other thing is they're all being tested anyway, and some of them are still getting it, so the thought is it actually making any difference? Which is also selfish.
Yeah.
It's possibly something else. Possibly they're following medical guidance from their
own. It's possible, yeah. I don't know what's going on with this.
Or if the tests aren't reliable for the Omicron variant, then again, is there much point mandating it?
What I've heard is that a lot of the talent are unhappy about this.
About them stopping it.
Mm-hmm.
I would be,
yeah,
personally.
I would be too. If I was still working in retail, which I'm not, thankfully, and the company had a policy where you had to test, and all of a sudden they just went, you know what? We're going to stop. We're going to not bother anymore. I'd be tamping. I'd be like, no, you either institute the tests, or I will go to the doctor, I will claim some sort of stress or medical disorder if I have to get away from this, because that is ridiculous. We're still in the middle of the pandemic, 2 years in now, and people still think it's a joke. It's like that boxing guy that I told you about earlier. There's some boxer. He was jacked, he was massive, he was in the prime of his life, 41, he was fit physical specimen, anti-vaxxer, wasn't vaccinated. He said the virus isn't going to do anything to him. He contracted it and he died.
Yeah.
So if someone like that can do it, then someone like Roman Reigns, I mean, it's compromised. So Big E, for example, because he's another healthy specimen, he's probably about the same size as, I don't remember the boxer, but he's probably about the same size as this boxer.
Yeah.
If someone like that can get it, what chances does someone like us get it? Or if we get it and pass it on to our relatives who might be asthmatic or diabetic, or have immune compromised compromised system.
It's not just the wrestlers.
Compromised immune system. I get them.
Yeah. It's not just the wrestlers they should be thinking about, it's the people in the crowd.
Yeah. You look at the talent.
There is interaction now. They've taken away the screens. They're doing high fives and all sorts down.
Not only that, who's the main man in charge of everything?
Vince McMahon.
How old is he?
Ancient.
He's pushing 80.
Yeah.
He's easily in his late 70s.
But Vince McMahon's invincible.
Is he how? He'll get COVID and he'll get slammed as hard as the rest of anyone. You know? But anyway, let's go straight into the matches then, as best we can. So we're going to keep the match card as it's advertised at the moment. But some of these probably won't be going forward, or they'll put some substitutes in.
Yeah.
So first up, we've got Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss.
So this one is still okay, isn't it?
As far as I'm aware.
Drew's been there. Madcap
Drew caught COVID last year when he had the championship.
Yeah.
Or was it earlier this year? I can't remember. It's all blurring into one. He had COVID at some point.
Cool.
So
that's fine.
But yeah. Drew versus Madcap Moss. They've had this weird segments on Raw and SmackDown where he jams the sword on the table, then they're stealing the table and they're trying to pull the sword out. Very Arthurian legend and sword in the stone kind of thing. And
they even made a point, I think, was it on the Raw we just watched, or it might have been SmackDown. Where I think it was the New Day, and they were just saying he pulled the sword out the table. That shouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
And where they're
I get where they're going and where they're coming from. They're trying to make him seem like this kingly figure or whatever, but it just seems a bit pointless.
But wouldn't it have been better if they just dove straight into it and had a whole thing where this table's up on the ramp for weeks and different people coming up trying to pull it out?
So I've just had a thought, right? This table, sword in the table, right? Do you think that's where they got rid of prop rock?
They got prop table.
They got prop table instead. So the sword in the stone was removed for sword in the table.
Maybe.
Awful.
Terrible.
And this I hate Madcap Moss's gimmick. All of the absolutely awful jokes, I detest it.
They're not even jokes, half of them. It's just he says one word instead of another.
And he just...
It's I can't even remember some of them because I've blanked.
I don't remember any of them.
Nothing, no puns. It wasn't puns. It's not a play on words. It's just put in a completely different word.
Trash.
And I know it's meant to be bad jokes, but...
There's bad jokes and there's Madcap Moss jokes.
Yeah, we want dad jokes, not bad jokes.
And I hate what they've done with Baron Corbin. Lucky Corbin. Put him back to the Lone Wolf.
Happy Corbin.
That's a Happy Corbin. Go back to the Lone Wolf days from NXT.
Yeah, that was so good.
So, who you got?
Drew.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So, Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so... Again, these aren't going to be the order they're read. I've gone from sort of non-title matches all the way into title matches and sort of the main event. Next up, we've got Edge versus The Miz.
Okay.
Now, I've been kind of enjoying this little feud that they've had going for the last, 3 or 4 weeks?
Yes, this has been quite fun with Maurice.
Yeah, and slapping Miz and then renewing their wedding vows and getting the Brood.
Yeah.
I want to say bloodbath, but it's not a bloodbath. It's a
Ink bath?
tar bath.
Tar bath. Tar bath.
I don't even know what this black stuff's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be like corruption and vileness?
I know.
Because like the old days, the Brood would give bloodbaths.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was fake blood.
They had the red lights, so when it was coming down, it looked like it could have been blood, but then when the red lights went, it was black.
It was black.
So is it because it's PG?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tar bath?
Yeah, I don't. That's the one thing I hate about it is the tar bath thing. I'd rather they go back to the actual Brood blood baths.
Yeah.
Because they look so much cooler.
If they can come up with some explanation that they can weave in without being unnatural, then maybe it'll work.
Going back to the original promo that started this off was Miz sort of slandering Edge, and then Edge saying like, "Well, you left your friend high and dry to get fired."
Yes. Oh, that whole thing. There was so many
digs.
Why were they allowed to say that?
Yeah, so many digs. Oof. I reckon Edge will not script on that one.
I think so. But I think Miz was firing them back. I can't remember what he said, but I'm sure there were other moments where I was like, is Vince going to be happy about it? So I think they were dropping like AEW references.
I think they were. If I remember right, they were, yeah. They were.
But the good thing about that is, even if they weren't allowed to do it by Vince, they did it and it got you interested. It was like, it felt real.
Yep.
And it really had that, ooh, what are they going to say next? And it drags you in. So that was really good to see.
Yeah.
But with these two guys, I'm not surprised that they got us hooked.
It's like Roman Reigns' new shirt. Slight tangent, but Roman Reigns' new shirt, he's got a little picture of a dial with a needle on it, and it's got a needle mover on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a reference to him slagging off CM Punk.
Yeah.
Saying CM Punk can't draw. Get lost, Roman. At least CM Punk shows up for work.
Oh.
So, what do you see happening in this match? How do you see this one going down?
Maurice is going to get involved.
Yeah.
I think it might be quite close. It depends on whether... It's like, Maurice is definitely going to get involved, but whether that allows Miz to win is one thing. But, I mean, Edge, I think, is the favourite in general. I don't know if there's other Brood stuff that he can pull out of the bag. I don't know if there's other gimmicks that he would have used.
Not really.
I think I'm going to say Edge to win.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be some close calls with Maurice.
Okay. So, I think that it'll either be no contest.
Yeah.
Or like a disqualification or something absolute trash like that, and Edge will win by disqualification. Or Maurice will help The Miz to win.
Okay, yeah.
In which case...
Rematch?
Beth Phoenix shows up.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
And then we sort of head towards maybe Royal Rumble and have a mixed tag team match between Maurice and Miz and Edge and Beth.
Because you said Beth had stopped doing commentary now.
Yeah, about maybe a month and a half ago, she's finished her commentary position in NXT. So...
Okay, that'd be cool.
It's a tricky one because, like, if they do a disqualification, Edge wins. If they don't, I reckon Miz is going to win.
Yes.
So I'm going to put... technically, the Miz wins both ways. So I'm going to put Miz down, okay?
Yeah.
But I think Beth Phoenix is going to show up.
That'd
and sort
be
of start
awesome.
smacking Maurice around a little bit.
Yeah.
This could be interesting.
Yes. Okay. We like this.
Okay. So the next match is the Raw Tag Team title match. And for the last few weeks, we've had this arcade bronament. And we saw the Mysterios versus the Street Profits on Raw this Monday just gone. Montez Ford, I think it was, had an injury for a few weeks. That's why the finals was delayed.
Yeah.
So there's not really much of a build-up going into this between the Street Profits and RK Bro.
No.
I should probably know, it's RK Bro defending against the Street Profits. I should probably preface that. But it kind of works because there's a tournament. So you don't necessarily need a build-up to this.
The tournament is the build-up. So the RK Bro have been out for most of the tournament matches and watching the competition. So I think that gives enough for it to be a feud. It doesn't always have to be you hit my wife, blah 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 blah.
But it could have been cool if like last week on Raw they had the tournament finals and then this week they just had some sort of in the ring conflict or confrontation or something like that.
Contract signing.
Well, not even that. Just coming out, going, okay, bro is the best acting, blah, blah, and then the Street Profits come out and, oh, we want the smoke, blah, blah, whatever. And they just start sort of going at each other. Yeah. I think that could have been quite entertaining. It probably would have been more entertaining than seeing Randy Orton and Matt Riddle hug.
They're trying to get in on Best Friends.
I really wish Orton hadn't done that.
Yeah, but the fake RKO.
Yeah, that was
so
you should have done that, gone for the hug and then gone, oh, instead.
Yeah.
And not give him the hug. Because that's more like what Randy Orton would do.
Yes.
You know? Anyway, again, not really a big build-up for this one. So, RK Bro versus Street Profits. Who you got?
RK Bro.
Yeah, I think their merch is selling too well. I don't think that they're going to lose these titles just yet. If they do, I think it'll be on a major pay-per-view. I don't think Day One's been listed as a pay-per-view. I think they're just listing it as like a special event.
Okay, yeah.
So as it stands, the next pay-per-view, I don't know what date it is, but it's Royal Rumble, which is one of my favourite events of the year.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But if COVID rips through the roster, it won't be so cool.
There'll be like 3 people
because
left.
There will be like 3 people left in the match, yeah. Now,
bring up like half the guys from NXT.
Slight tangent on that one. NXT are having their New Year's Evil event. I think it's next Tuesday, I'm not 100% sure of that. Where Braun Breaker, that's a stupid name, Rick Steiner's son, is fighting again. Is fighting again for the NXT Championship. Right, so I think they've had like 3 matches in the last 2 months or 1 month, or it's ridiculous, against Tommaso Ciampa, who's still the NXT champion. Given that Vince is now running NXT and he doesn't want new guys losing, he wants the old guys pretty much gone. I can see Tommaso Ciampa losing the title, slipping into nothing and just going, just not appearing, and then all of a sudden turning over the Royal Rumble. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be nice to see Tommaso Ciampa.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
I like Ciampa. I think it's cool. Okay, next up then, SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So for about the 100 millionth time, the Usos versus the New Day.
Yay!
I used to get excited for these matches. Now I'm just sick of seeing the 2 teams in the same ring together.
Yeah, it's too often now. Where's the rest of the tag teams?
They're getting buried.
They had a whole tournament. And they're still not around.
Well, they did the 12 Days of Christmas 12-man gauntlet, and they decided to put the Viking Raiders in that instead. Why not put the Viking Raiders in the tag team picture, considering they're a tag team?
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Yeah, as I said, it's about the 100 millionth time they fought each other. Sure, they're usually decent matches, but I don't want to see the same match over and over and over and over and over again.
No.
It feels like Groundhog Day come early. So, who you got?
I'm going to say New Day.
New Day? I
think that they're going to keep on fueling the Roman Reigns getting angry at the Usos for losing thing. And now that Paul Heyman. I went to say Paul and said Roman. Roman Heyman. Paul Heyman. Now he's out of the picture in terms of that group.
Is he though? Is this not like a bluff maybe?
I don't know, but he's been fired, so they can't blame him for the loss.
Yeah, I see where you're going, but...
That's my pick. New Day to win.
I still think Vince wants the bloodline being strong going into Mania.
And I guess it's day 1 and they keep doing the...
I reckon the Usos are going to retain it.
Fair enough.
They'll probably cheat. They'll probably steal their way to victory. They might get themselves purposely disqualified. I just foresee the Usos keeping it because I think that Vince is going to keep the titles on all of the bloodline at the moment. To make them his boys, his number 1, as it were. Yeah. Okay. The only women's match on the card as well, actually, which I'm surprised about.
Why?
SmackDown women's title's not on the line.
They had a whole women's revolution. Why are we back to 1 women's match on the card? It was probably going to be the shortest one on.
Probably. The one thing that bugged me is that they could have had the Charlotte Flair. They could have had Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown title against Toni Storm on this.
Yeah. And
they could have done a much better job of it. The SmackDown match was okay, but that finish was trash.
Yeah, that was pretty
And
bad.
it's just Charlotte Flair burying everyone again. Oh, whoop-de-friggin' do.
At least give her opponent a pay-per-view slot or a special event slot.
So we've got Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against Liv Morgan again.
I love Liv Morgan. I think she's great. I think she would look great with the title, but it's not going to happen. Not now.
Is that your pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
Not
too.
for a long time.
Mine too. She's, yeah, as you say, she's great.
Yeah.
She's still green. She's still got a lot to learn.
Yes.
I think she's just not ready for it yet.
I think that...
I know there will be people who disagree, but I don't see it.
I feel like WWE really... I know it's what they want, but they've sort of put themselves in a corner giving the titles to Becky and to Charlotte because they don't want them losing. They've made them look so strong.
Well, you're missing out one other person, Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Because she's the only other one that seems to get any airtime.
And she's not even all that great. She's
No.
good.
So there's one person who's missing who a lot of people are surmising would turn up for this instead of having Liv Morgan fight for the title.
Yeah.
So let's say, right, Becky Lynch beats Liv by cheating or something again, as she did last time, and just starts just bashing the hell out of her. And your out comes the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, who's not been seen.
What do you mean?
I just think she's had a bit of downtime.
Yeah.
Because I think she's my age. She might be that or about a bit older than me. She's not exactly one of the youngest of the talents.
No, true.
And I think she just had a bit of downtime, which, fair enough. She deserves it.
good.
She carried this company through all the way through COVID, pretty much.
That'd be cool though, a triumphant return. I think with Asuka, she's really good, but she hasn't been put on that pedestal really where she can't be knocked off. There's a bit more scope.
And you think about it, when Becky Lynch had to give up the title, who did she give it to?
Yep.
Asuka.
Yep.
I think that's a nice full circle.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Bring Asuka back. Yay.
The only other way that's going to get any more of a big surprise would be if Ronda Rousey turns up, but I can't see that.
Oh, no, probably
I
not.
don't think she's long given birth to a child. I think it was a girl. I'm not 100%. But yeah, I think Ronda needs to stay away a bit longer, I think.
Yeah, I think with what we know about her in general, she'll want to be staying with her family for a while.
Which, commendable. I commend that.
Yeah,
Absolutely commend
definitely. And like Becky.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So, speaking of Becky, next up is her...
Husband.
Yeah. Oh my word, I forgot what the word was. Husband. Yeah, her husband's match. So...
She's the one who is married to her.
Yeah. So we've got... Okay, so we've got Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Big Bob Lashley. Big Bob. Big Bob. Versus Big E for the WWE Championship match. This was supposed to be just Seth Rollins versus Big E. Then Kevin Owens kind of wormed his way into the match, which Seth Rollins didn't particularly like. And then Lashley starts kicking off. And then Pierce and Deville were like, well, if you can if you can defeat Rollins, Owens, and Big E in one night, and like Monday Night Raw, I think it's about 2-3 weeks ago, you're in the match at day one. That's what happened. You beat all three of them. And it's now a fatal four-way. So... If it happens. So as it stands...
Yeah.
If this match goes ahead as planned and the people who weren't present on the weekend can't be at the event, we've got Kevin Owens versus...
Did you just get it? Well, they didn't show up. I'm the champion. Or, I mean, it's not even like... If the champion at least was the one who was around, you could just say, well, they're not here, so some other guys get a chance.
Yeah.
But poor old
It's
Kevin
not even that.
Owens.
Yeah. Kevin Owens, the workhorse of WWE.
So did they just replace this with another women's match? That might be cool.
What I would, and kind of going back to what we said earlier about Tommaso Ciampa, imagine like, oh, well, there's no champion here for me to fight. Out comes Tommaso Ciampa. Kevin Owens is a former NXT champion.
Yeah.
Tommaso is the current NXT champion. You could do that as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, it's not like they'd then give Kevin Owens the championship.
No,
but
it doesn't even need to be a championship
it would
match.
still be fun.
Because Tommaso could come out, well, you've never beaten this champion.
Yeah.
And then you just have a first... I think it's the first time they would have actually met.
Ooh, that might be interesting.
I can't think of any other time that they've ever met, because they've never really crossed paths.
Yes, there's stuff they could do. They could just chuck in another women's match.
As if Tommaso Ciampa doesn't catch COVID by then, because WWE aren't testing for it.
Well, they'll never know.
So
if it does go
on the presumption this match goes ahead, I think this could be a good match.
Yes.
I mean, Kevin Owens, he's a workhorse. I enjoy watching Owens' matches. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Lashley's gotten so much better as of late.
Oh, yeah. And on
Big
the mic
E.
as well.
Oh, yeah. Big E, meh. I could take or leave him. I don't
He's
really.
alright.
He's alright.
He's got some good stuff.
I don't like the gyrating.
No.
And Rollins, his mouth annoys me, but his in-ring talent's good.
Yes.
I'll give him that.
The thing with Rollins, with the mouth annoying, that's sort of it's by design. So.
Yeah. But he still, it annoys me.
Oh, yeah.
And his face is annoying too.
You're just jealous because he's...
And his raspy voice! He sounds like one of the bloody sisters from Simpsons.
I remember the first time I heard his voice, I was just like, That is not the same person.
It's like, does he smoke 50 a day?
It's so high. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Rollins versus Owens versus Lashley versus Big E. Who you got?
Big E retains.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't see them not letting Big E retain that. I mean, to be fair, he's done a good job of having the belt.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yes.
title. Sorry, Vince, don't sue me. Don't fine me. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm in the payroll. Belt.
Well, there goes any possibility of sponsorship.
But do I get sponsored by AEW? What, huh? Ooh, at least they put on a good product. What, huh?
I can't really see them putting the belt on any of the others at this point.
If anyone, if I had to pick someone, it'd be Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But I just don't see it.
No, it would be quite contentious, I think, with his current storyline is the liar stuff. So, but I guess that would cause quite a lot of ruckus in the locker room and some competition, which could be interesting.
Yeah. The Rollins are like, well, you never beat me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think...
Because they seem to be getting rather chummy as of late.
Yes, but I think as soon as this match is done, that'll be over.
Oh, yeah.
They're only chummy because
What do you mean as soon as the match is done? As soon as the bell rings and the beginning of the match is going to be done.
So I suppose their alliance has been to stop Lashley getting into the match, and now he is in the match. They have nothing to be together about, apart from if they team up to try and...
Yeah, that'll be the only sort of, and then Owens will turn on him, or Rollins will turn on Owens. Yeah. One or the other will turn
only
on
one can win.
There can be only one.
But yeah, Big E retains.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, and that leads us into the final match of the event, and that is, if he shows up, Roman Reigns defending against Brock Lesnar.
So, I mean, Reigns might have not shown up before so that he's sort of safe, ready for this event, maybe.
But I can see, like, if for example's sake, Rollins shows up at this, does Roman not show up? Because Rollins is tested positive?
That's true, yeah. I could see that. Because he won't, there's no way that he'll put himself in danger.
I wouldn't. I absolutely would not either.
Wouldn't blame him at all. And it's not like he's going to get fired over it, because he's one of the favourites. And he's got enough money
well, you say one of the favourites. He's one of Vince's favourites.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. When you say favourites, you mean some of the crowd.
He ain't getting fired. No, and he's not gonna... He can make do without one pay-per-view's worth of money. I wouldn't blame him at all.
No.
But if Rollins doesn't show up and he's given the assurances that it's safe, then he'll be there.
Yeah. I can see him saying to Vince, though, I want everyone tested.
Yeah.
But if WWE don't do tests, isn't that going against what they do?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We might not see Reigns for a while if they
They'd have to remove the belt off him, though.
Yeah.
They'd have to.
It's interesting. I guess we'll find out more soon-ish. We'll start getting some leaks.
I see the only way that this could happen is, let's say Roman Reigns is at home. Let's say this is the worst case scenario. Roman Reigns is at home and Vince's like, well, we need to get the belt off you. And he's like, well, I'm not coming to the shows. Okay, fine. We'll send Brock. We'll get him tested. We'll send him to you to have some sort of fight in your home or at your home. And that's how Brock wins the belt.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can see them really doing it. Yeah. Like even just take a ref there, go, well, Vince, there's the contract, tough smack. Hit him with an F5 on like a patio or something that's concrete. Pin in 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Reigns still looks strong because he was unexpecting it and not expecting it.
Yeah.
And that's how they would do that. But it's going to depend on what's happening in the company. They've been very tight-lipped at the moment about it.
I kind of don't blame them.
Yeah.
With all this stuff going on.
But the thing is, you have to have transparency at some point.
Yeah. You
can't have people going to this event expecting to see these people and put cards subject to change in small text.
No, if they know someone won't be there.
That is so bad.
They need to let people know now.
They've done that before. When in Survivor Series, I want to say 99, we covered this on the Survivor Series episode, I think it was 99, where Stone Cold Steve Austin was meant to fight. Yeah, 99. Yeah. Where he was hit by the car. They knew Stone Cold wasn't going to be able to be a wrestler at the event, like weeks leading up to that.
Yeah. Just do a press
But they still advertised it.
Even if, like, it takes some time maybe to plan what's going to replace it. But just do a press release, like, this match isn't happening.
Yeah.
Something else will replace it, and it will be awesome, but we'll let you know when we know.
Like, the way I see it, just put Sami Zayn and Brock together again. Because that's probably been one of the most entertaining things on SmackDown last 2 weeks. Lumberjack Brock.
I think, like, at this point, when the two probably biggest matches, maybe 3 biggest matches, including the only women's match, won't happen.
If Rollins cannot go, Becky Lynch will not be at the event because they are cohabiting.
Yeah.
Absolutely no way.
I feel like if those 3 matches are off, they just have fun. Just do something completely off the book, completely like random, and just entertain. Forget about storylines for a minute. It's people are going to understand that people with some of them have COVID.
Majority of people will understand.
Yeah, the majority. So just like have some fun, get the crowd involved, and
it's New
do
Year's
something.
Day.
Celebrate. I think if they just replace things with serious matches, they're not gonna get to the level that they wanted, because they haven't got any build up at all.
Yeah.
Apart from one SmackDown that isn't gonna be a regular SmackDown anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we'll see. It could either be a really entertaining event or a train wreck.
So, going back to this, because I think we've kind of speeded off a little bit, in a bit of a light speed, kind of just gone, if the match goes ahead, 2 questions. 1, who do you see winning? 2, does Paul Heyman show up, and whose corner is he in?
I think Brock Lesnar wins.
Yep.
I'm not sure about Paul Heyman. I think maybe Paul Heyman is the reason that Brock Lesnar gets the win.
Yeah.
I think because it would have been 2 weeks, 2 and a bit weeks since he got fired. So I guess it could flip either way. Either it's a double bluff, or he's gonna be like, just like, I will not let my career end here. I've got someone who I could still be the advocate for, and he is going to be the reigning, defending Universal Champion, blah, 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 whatever. All those words. And something will happen to distract Roman Reigns, or, I don't know, give Brock the advantage somehow.
I think it's going to swing the other way. Okay. I reckon it's all a bluff. Okay. It's all a play to get in Brock's head. Paul Heyman's still with the bloodline.
Cool. So to give Brock the overconfidence.
So like you'd have Brock and Roman in the ring fighting, and then they both sort of get into a point where they kind of like what they did with what event was it? Extreme Rules?
I can't remember. The one where Paul Heyman had the belt and he was going to slide it to one of them.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It was Extreme Rules. I haven't even written what event that is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Extreme Rules. So you'll have, obviously, and then Paul Heyman will come down to the ring, and then Brock will be like, yeah, come on, pass me a chair or a belt or whatever. Yeah. And then he'll just throw it over to Roman, and Roman just clocks Brock with it and gets the win.
And then Roman presents a wreath or something.
Yeah.
One of the
like one of the, that's it.
Yes, the lane, not a wreath.
Yeah. But I absolutely believe Roman Reigns is retaining. They're having too much fun going, Roman Reigns has held this belt for 474 days, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, well, no. And
then that whole compilation of them saying how many days. Yeah. Like, that's just loads of numbers. I don't know.
And the biggest problem we've got with that is this is probably, the 6th or 7th time we've seen this Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah. And they're going to do it again at WrestleMania, I reckon. Yeah. I reckon this is... If they can't get The Rock to do WrestleMania, it's going to be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns again. Yeah. If that is the case, that's when Brock wins the title.
Or maybe we need this match to not happen, to get cancelled, to sort of force them to freshen things up a bit.
They won't, though. That's the problem.
They will if Reigns has to stay at home.
We'll see. I mean, the biggest problem with that is originally there was a 30-day you have to defend your title within every 30 days. Yeah. Now, it doesn't seem to be a thing. Where Brock Lesnar and Goldberg had the titles, they were gone for months. Roman Reigns has gone months without defending his title. True. So it's not really a big thing anymore. But yeah, so that's the card. So, of the ones there, if they all go ahead, which match are you looking forward to the most?
If they all go ahead...
Oh, that's bad.
Ooh, click.
Clunk.
Edge versus Miz.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so looking forward to that. I think that's going to be the standout match of the night.
I think so. But we'll see. Anything could happen at this point.
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
Anything could happen except for Seth Rollins turning up. Oh!
You never know. He'll be coughing all over everyone.
Oh, can you imagine?
Anyway.
Yeah, so, that was our predictions. yeah, that's all we got. We couldn't really give much because there's not really much to say. The build-up has been a month long and they've not really done a great amount, to be fair.
No, it's all like little stuff and then...
A lot of this is just rematches apart from The Miz and Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea what that noise was.
It was the cue that it's time to end the video.
Okay, here we go. This is the end of the video. As we record this, it is pre-New Year's Eve, pre-New Year's Day. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Enjoy your New Year's Day, whatever you're planning on doing it. Enjoy day one if you are planning to watch it on New Year's Day. For us, it's airing New Year's Day in America, so we won't be watching it until the day after, so that'll be the 2nd of January.
Yeah.
We'll put our reactions video up at some point, hopefully that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, have a great New Year. Celebrate however you deem necessary to celebrate it, and we'll see you on the other side.
See you in 2022.
Yeah, 2022. It's our final. Well, no, we got another one ready to go as well. So yeah, we're gonna do this one. Then we have one more video before the new year, hopefully. With other videos as well. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. Make sure you know when we're putting up new videos. You'll get a little blink, a little notification noise. Blink. Thank you to everyone who subscribed and watched all our videos through 2021. We are hoping for an even better 2022. We have got some things on the way, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We've got some plans for different videos that we're planning. But yeah, we're not really going to give anything away right now. So you just have to keep watching.
And subscribe.
Tell your friends about us.
Hit the bell. Yeah. It's a secret.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
Happy New Year.
Bye.